Hello there! It's been a while since we tackled about our previous lesson. Narito muli ang House of Samson upang ituro sa inyo ang panibagong topic. We encourage you to listen or take some notes. Before we start, here's our objectives for the day. First, to differentiate probability and non-probability sampling. Second, determine the different sampling techniques. Third, compute the given problem. Let's move to main concept which my co-team members will discuss. Happy listening, everyone.
What is probability sampling? Probability sampling is a method of selecting a sample from a population using random selection. Do you know that it's also known as random sampling? This method ensures that the sample is representative of the population, reducing bias and allowing for generalization of results to the whole population.
Thanks for that information, Ariel. Now, in non-probability sampling, it is a method where the selection of participants is not based on chance or random selection. In other words, it does not use a random process to select a sample, and the participants are not chosen from a known population. In non-probability sampling, the researcher uses a non-random method to select the sample.
Now, we are on the
Based on convenience or ease of access. Selecting participants based on specific characteristics or criteria. Selecting participants through referrals or recommendations. Allowing participants to self-select into the study. Here's the method used in non-probability sampling: convenience sampling, purposive sampling, quota sampling, snowball sampling, and self-selection sampling.
Now, we are on the disadvantages and advantages of a sampling. First, let's state the advantages. Sampling saves time. Results may be projected to target population. Avoids repetition of query for each and every individual. You'll get more data from small resources. Let's move to disadvantages. Chance of bias answers. Repetitive and unnecessary work. Takes more time to design and execute than non-probability sampling. Limited knowledge may mislead the results. Noseta and Abalos, will you please discuss the different techniques for sampling to the viewers?
Yes, of course. For probability sampling, we have 4 techniques. These are simple random sampling, where every individual has an equal chance of selection. Systematic random sampling. Here, we select every individual from a list after a random start. Stratified sampling, where we divide the population into subgroups or strata and randomly sampling from each. And cluster sampling, dividing the population into clusters and randomly selecting entire clusters.
Thanks for that, Nosete. Now, for non-probability sampling, convenience sampling, selecting individuals who are easiest to reach. Purposive sampling, selecting individuals based on a specific criteria. Quota sampling is when you want to access a particular subset of people. Snowball sampling, participants refer to others, useful for hard-to-reach groups. Let's work on answering the 2 given word problems.
For solving, to find the probability that student A is included in the sample, we can use the formula for probability. P student A selected equals number of favorable outcome over total number of possible outcomes, wherein the number of favorable outcome student A being selected is 1. The total number of possible outcomes total student is 1,000. So, P student A selected equal 1 over 1,000. Therefore, the probability that student A will be included in the sample is 0.001 or 0.1%. Our researchers wants to understand the study habits of students at a university. The university has 1,000 students. The researchers decides to use simple random sampling to select a sample of 100 students for the study. What is the probability that a specific student, say student A, will be included in the sample? In this scenario, in sample random sampling, every individual in the population has an equal chance of being selected. In this case, there are 1,000 students and the researchers in selected 100 of them.
After for the given word problem in the probability sampling, we have here also for the non-probability. Feel free to pause this video and try to solve it. If you're done, let's see if you got a right answer. Marketing team wants to gather feedback on a new product from customers at a local coffee shop. They decided to survey the first 20 customers who are sitting in the table near the entrance during the afternoon on a weekday. What type of sampling method is used? State some possible potential limitation on this statement. Well, in this scenario, the marketing team is using convenience sampling. This method involves selecting individuals who are readily available and easy to reach rather than employing a random selection process. Potential limitations. Bias. The sample may not accurately represent the entire customer base since it only includes those who are present at a specific time and location. Narrow representation. The feedback might reflect the opinions of a specific group of customers, potentially overlooking the views of the other who visits the coffee shop at the different times or different preference. If you got the same answer, that's good. Or if it's somehow related, we can consider it. That will be all for today. Thanks for listening.